Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. What are you talking about? I'm not a lawyer. Why would you even ask the question of a guy like me? Like, what? Who do you think I am? Like the president or something?
I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says.
I don't know. It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that,
the Fifth Amendment might say that, but we're not. No, that.
We'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials.
You can't have all kinds of trials all day. We can't make trials and do trials. We don't have time for millions of trials. We don't have time for due process. We don't have time for the Constitution. We got millions of these guys.
We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers.
I mean, we don't know for sure because we haven't had a trial, but you know, I've heard these guys are murderers and it's things like I've just said, terrorists. I mean, I think they're all terrorists, right? We can have 1 million of terrorist trials. I mean, we just can't have trials all day, right? What trials? I mean, I've heard these guys. They're bad guys. They're bad guys. They're pretty bad guys. These are fucking bad guys, you guys.
Some of the worst people on earth.
But it's
some of the worst people on earth, these guys. They're some of the worst people on earth, and we can't have trials and like the trials? The Fifth Amendment? What are you talking about? Playoffs? Playoffs? You're talking about the Fifth Amendment?
The worst, most dangerous people on earth. And
they're most dangerous. They're all dangerous. These guys are dangerous. I mean, the guy was standing outside of Home Depot looking for work. That guy was fucking dangerous.
He's elected to get him the hell out of here.
Get that guy the fuck out of my country, Mr. Home Depot.
And the courts are holding me from doing it.
They won't let me do it. They're holding on like my testicles, and they just won't let him go.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. The Constitution? Let's talk about Constitution. When somebody asks you as president, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? The answer is yes, it is. Always. And if it's I don't know, then you're and we're and like, again, I'm not a Constitution person. I'm not a patriot. I'm not a pro-American. But I know the difference between a country that has this kind of a Constitution and a country where the people with power have, nothing restraining them from doing shit. And Trump's turning it into the second kind of country.
I have brilliant lawyers.
I have brilliant lawyers. Look, I have brilliant lawyers. They're trying to get around from that. They're trying to circumvent that. These lawyers, they're here to circumvent this Constitution, and then figure out ways to exploit the Constitution. And that's what I do. But I have them do it, so I don't take responsibility. And then when they get responsible, I throw them under the bus and say I don't know them. That's what I do. It's Donald J. Trump 101. Why would I know about something that's a big news story? Why would I know? Well, have you asked her? Where is she? I don't have her number, but you can see it. She's over there in Washington, D.C. somewhere. She point blank asked him if it's his job to uphold the Constitution, and he said, I do not know. You have to ask my lawyers. That's shit criminals say. That's criminal 101. I don't know. Why'd you ask my lawyers? I'm not saying nothing. I'm not spilling the beans. I'm taking the Fifth Amendment. And so there it goes, right?
Are you saying that your tariffs will cause some prices to go up?
No, I think the tariffs are going to be great for us because it's going to make us rich.
Who's rich? The only way tariffs could work is if they devalue the dollar. So that means your dollars are going to be worth way less. So you might be a millionaire and you can't even afford a loaf of bread, right? So it depends on how much inflation there is. And so you could say, "Wow, I've got $1 million. I'll make you all millionaires." Oh, great, we'll be millionaires. Well, yeah, but you'll still be poor, right?
Some dolls are going to cost more. Isn't that an acknowledgement that some prices will go up?
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4.
Did he campaign on that shit? Like, listen to what he's saying here.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying you're?
They don't need. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
This guy who has gold toilet seats on his airplane, his multiple airplanes, and he's a hedonist. He's a hoarder of things, right? This guy who wants everything. Me, now. Fucking go bang that porn star, anything he wants. Just to grab more, buy more, this stuff, right? And he's going to tell American people how many dolls they can buy their daughter because of his terrorist, but you're going to be wealthy. Well, if you're going to be wealthy, then how come you can't afford more dolls for your daughter? You're lying. He's exposed, and every Trumper should see that he's just told you won't be able to buy as much stuff anymore. I mean, this is what he's saying to his people, that he promised lower prices. He didn't say this when he was campaigning, right? I mean, he's just saying it's over. You're going to have less of the things that you need. Some things you won't be able, you have to do without. Some things will disappear altogether. And everything's going to be more expensive. And, you know, it's just, that's all you need. I'm telling you, you don't need that much. Don't tell me what you need. I'll tell you what you need.